The summer holidays have just started up here in Scotland, and soon our neighbours south of the border in England and Wales and across the sea in Ireland will follow suit. After the hectic school year, it's time for a well-deserved break for pupils, teachers and tutors. Downtime is fabulous. We all need to stop and draw breath at times. However, when it comes to reading and writing, unfortunately too much downtime can actually trigger a phenomenon that educational psychologists refer to as summer slide. And they don't mean the slides you slither down in the park, nor do they mean the flumes at the swimming pool. Also known as summer learning loss, summer slide refers to the loss of academic skills and knowledge that some children and teenagers experience over the course of the summer holidays. The degree of loss varies from subject to subject and from child to child. Maths apparently suffers worse than English, according to some studies. But there are things you can do to avoid it happening. And happily, you can do them without having to sit down and do formal homework as such. Research has shown that reading as few as 6 books over the summer break, that's roughly 1 a week, may help to prevent the drop, estimated to be between 1 and 3 months, in the reading age of school pupils over the holiday. Now, the first thing that might happen if you insist that your child or young adult read the book you've bought them is that they dig their heels in and refuse, point blank. Game over, to coin the parlance of what some might consider to be reading's arch nemesis, computer games. One way of making books more fun is to dispatch the younger generation to the local library and let them choose anything they want to read, no matter how unsuitable you might consider it. The concept of being a rebel reader is far more appealing than having to read books that other people tell you to read, for example, the set works of literature for English exams. Or, if your wallet can stand it after all the ice cream you've already bought this summer, give your youngster a crisp £10 note and deposit them in the middle of a local bookshop for half an hour. A cunning plan that also allows parents time to browse. Of course, you could equally let them order a title of their choice from Amazon, especially if transport to town is not readily available. But hands-on book buying is usually far more fun, and there's every chance you might just stumble across a title that you'd never otherwise have seen. If your child or teenager has read a book recently, why not read the same book so you can initiate a discussion about one or more of the characters? Obviously, you'd have to vary the type of discussion depending on the age of your offspring. For younger children, you could ask questions such as, which person in the book did you like the best? Were any of the characters like any of your friends at school? What was the best part of the story? What was the saddest part of the book? Was the ending what you expected? Meanwhile, if you were lucky enough to have that rare commodity in your family, a teenager who speaks to you, you can subtly help them develop literary criticism skills through discussing the themes of the book. For example, love, war, jealousy, racism, friendship, whether there was a clear turning point, which characters made good or bad decisions along the way, whether the book had a message relating to its themes, e.g., war is bad, love is complex, friendship is important. Did the book examine issues that you've already read about in other novels or short stories? And which approach did you prefer? Discussing books, and indeed films and plays, is great preparation for the critical reading paper in the National 5 and Higher English exams in Scotland, and for the GCSE and A-level papers set by any of the English exam boards. These discussions can take place while you're sitting around the kitchen table or in front of the fire, enjoying a mug of hot chocolate and a chat. So if you want to help your kids beat the summer learning slide, here are a few suggestions. Firstly, get them to swap Love Island for the library, even occasionally. Secondly, deposit them in a bookshop with cash. Thirdly, let them see you reading too. Young children especially like to mirror their parents' behaviour. Finally, if you've read a book or if you've seen them reading a book, talk about it, discuss it, whether you're in the car, on the beach, even in the swimming pool. That's Karen Elwes, at the Learning Cauldron, wishing you a really good summer holiday.